I ask you a question? Is this baby Swoop? There's not much information on this Battlemaster, who seems to be newly made for the Transformers Siege toy line. So who is this man? A dino bird of mystery. Who is he really? Does he like peanut brittle? If I were to guess, he probably uses his sharp wings to slice the Decepticons when they least expect it. If that's true, then thank goodness he's working for the Autobots, especially when wielded by them. Pteraxadon transforms into a Binary Edgewing Scythe, or an axe if you want the pun to work. Although it looks like a video game space jet, it could be two things. Colored in black and green molded plastic with painted metallic blue. Nice and shiny, but sadly missed on the other side. Instead, you got feet and a beak. Unless you're using it with Springer or Acid Storm, the colors feel out of place when in use, but a splash of color isn't anything to be afraid of, especially when he stands out. It's got ports for flares, with tabs set for certain slash or explosive effects, including this wide transparent blue blast included with the set. With those matching ports inside, there's also a singular porthole on the other side. I like to stick it into the handle and show it on display. Pteraxadon has the ability to form other weapons, mostly fan-made, even with slight alterations. You can open up the wings to form a pickaxe, or use the secondary peg to form some sort of shield blaster. Just a new head and deco away from G1 sights. If you can plug it into the chest of a Power of the Primes figure. Not sure why you'd want that, or you could plug it to the back as a jetpack. Fly, Autobots! Works better than the ShamWow. I think as another weapon added to the line, Pteraxadon fits in pretty well. Although the colors feel out of place with mostly anyone, I think the mold is pretty well made, and works mostly with the deluxe toys. Robot mode. Pteranodon's robot mode resembles that of a Pteranodon, and I'm starting to notice his name is a better description than I can find. Continuing from the more animalistic designs, it's easy to imagine his weapon mode advantage could come into play with this. For all I know, those wings could be as sharp as machetes, swooshing around, cutting the heads off Decepticons, or cutting the ripest of tomatoes. Unfortunately, it's hollow in the torso and leaning forward, so it's easy to fall over. Not as unstable as you think, but try getting him to perch on an arm. Main colors continue with a splash of red on the head and fin. Articulation is limited to what the transformation allows, but you can get him into a flight pose, if you don't mind the Adam's apple port on the neck. The handle comes into action as a little gun on top, which explains the siege port near the end. Perfect use for it, much like how Lionizer handles his backpack. It's the Super Weapon Pet Adventures! I like the sharp serrated teeth, small plane-like wings that remind you he is, in fact, a robot, and little tail. You can add the blast effect on the wing, not sure if that looks good, but you can plug it onto the back as a blaster, or flip down the handle and have a built-in flight stand. Fun fact, I mentioned Swoop earlier, and funny enough, it was also green in G2. Coincidence? I think not! Wait, I found a way to use the neck peg, so the characters can throw it like a paper airplane. This is probably a character people are gonna look over. There's not much known about it, the specific color might look out of place, and it's in the line of more well-known Target Master-like figures people would rather get. For a cheap price, there's nothing here that's really wrong. I find the figure impressive and simple, so if you're into it, I don't think you'll really be too disappointed by anything. Plus, it really helps add to the Siege line, which I can't complain about. I wonder if this is used by the Flintstones.